Here's a YouTube music playlist called Chill Lo-Fi Hip Hop, copyright free, Chill Hop Music #NCM.
Oh my god.
Playing on Basement TV.
So much. Hey Google, unmute the Basement TV. That's fine. The next thing we need is this guy. I'm trying to think about how I want to access it first, though. I think I'm gonna do it like this. Load. Come on. That's good. All right, awesome. And we don't access it up with full screen. Let's just hide it for right now. And we are streaming, so we can get rid of this. Let's go ahead and share. Actually, okay. Box. Where's my box folder? So I wanted to do some practice. Let me see. Let's go to. Okay, let me share the screen. So today I just wanted to share. That's fine. We can get rid of all of that. Let's open this up. There it is. I don't know where you're doing that thing. You are kind of doing that thing. Come on. That's not right. Back up. There it is. That's better. So let's go to our Blackboard page, if I can get that to show properly. This is fine for now. We can go like this. Let's go here. All right, so if we go to our Blackboard page, all right, so then I want to go here to our handouts. So like the notes and things that we do on any given day, if you click on this link, it should open up Box and you can access our notes here. I want to open up this handouts and see if what I'm anticipating to be in there. Yeah. So we have an entire chapter devoted to factoring. Let me start off. Let me see if I can find what I'm thinking of. Let me see if they have it. Okay. So this whole chapter is on factoring. Is there a pretest? It would be nice if there was a pretest. Let me see. Like a pretest and a post-test would be ideal. Okay. Okay, let's just kind of work a few examples. And we have the solutions there. Let me go here first. if it loads. Hopefully it loads. Come on. Oh, and this is chapter 7. Chapters 1 through 6. We should be able to do this. Are those solutions? Oh, those are the solutions. Okay. Okay. And that's okay that we have that. So let me just focus on this, right? Come on. Okay. Ugh. I think there's another way to do it. Well, this is what I'm wanting on. Okay. So I think we should start here. I think this is a good place to start just to see where we are. So I'm going to take a screenshot of this guy. I don't want that right now. We just want to work these and see how do we do. Okay. Yeah, that guy, right? Oh, okay. Let's hide everything. Here's a screenshot. Where'd it go? Okay, let me go back. It should have been here. Oh, there it is. Okay. So let's copy this and let's share this with everyone. So I'm gonna share this in the chat. I think I can put it there. Okay, so I just loaded a screenshot and I'm actually gonna see, can I paste it over here as well? No. So I just loaded a screenshot in the chat of this item. Let me kind of hop over here. Let me hide this one for right now. Let me show. Share. There we go. Okay. So let's take let's just take some time and work through this document. You're gonna, let me see, if we get out at 4:50, we'll stop about 4:40 to kind of go through it. So I loaded it into the chat of Zoom. So if you go to Zoom, you should be able to pull this document, and I can show it here. Actually, I can just open this up. This might work. Yeah, let's just open this up. Is that gonna mess it up? All right. So just take some time and work through this and see if you can. How do you deal with these? All right. So this is just like a chapter test that's at the end of this section. At the end of this chapter was on factoring, right? So I'll give you about 20 minutes, a little over 20 minutes, just to see how far you make it and see, make your way through this document. Again, I loaded this screenshot in the chat. You can actually pull it and work through these, and then we can kind of talk about it. And I'll try to stop it about 4:40, and we'll try to answer questions. Okay, but give it a go. This is factoring, and this can kind of give me a sense of where we are as a whole or a collective. And then just feel free to unmute yourself or type in the chat. I guess I'll go ahead and load the chat so that we can be using that during this presentation. Vibes. Oh, with the music, yeah, it's all good. Gotta vibe, at least attempt to. It helps when you can vibe, but that's neither here nor there. And then Mr. Ephraim, yeah, again, I think my email might be down, so like maybe towards the end of class, once I stop streaming, if you don't mind it being streamed over YouTube, then you can go ahead and ask it. If it needs to be more private, then towards the end of class, I'll stop the stream, and then you can ask it then, and I can save it for last or whatever. Okay, so I'll just be here. I'll give you about 20 minutes. Just see how far you make it. If you have questions or if you need help or anything, feel free to unmute yourself. Go ahead and ask, or you can type it in the chat. And I just want to take some time to see how do we deal with this document. All right. Okay. And I'm here. I think I'm going to mute myself though. Hey Siri, set a timer for 20 minutes.
Okay, 20 minutes and counting.
Also, I want to say that exam 1 should be available. If you have questions over anything, any assignment, you can ask it. Now is a good time to ask questions. Since we're here together, and we're going to be here for like about a little over 20 minutes. So if you have a question on any assignment, any homework, anything, now is a good time to ask those questions.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So when I was on Pearson, I think that was yesterday. My the 14-day thing you told us to do at the beginning. Mine expired.
Okay.
And I was seeing because it was saying about something. I think it was like 105 or something like that. It was telling me to pay for something like that was 105.
Right.
And then it was talking about like an access code, and I was saying, which one should I do? Should I do the money thing or?
Yeah, do the one directly from the site. That'll give you instant access. You won't have to wait for anything in the mail. That'll be the best one.
Okay.
You can keep. Yeah, that's the best one, really.
No, I got that same issue, Professor.
Did have you already ordered your materials, or you?
Yeah, I was gonna tell you, I already ordered the book for real. It's just the code ain't came.
If you ordered a book in the mail, what you can do is make another account. You can keep everything the same, but use a different email, and that way you can at least be practicing, so you're not falling behind on your skills. And then once you get an access code, apply the access code to your original account. That way you can keep all your work. Because if you make a new account, you're not going to be able to keep your work. So the main thing is just you want to keep practicing. When you get your access code, go ahead and give yourself access back to your original account, and then you might have to redo those assignments because I can't import it from one account to another.
Do you know how to like how I get it? It keeps saying like in progress, like the code. That's what it say on the bookstore.
Yeah, that's why with the previous student I was like, the best thing is to buy it directly from Pearson because the bookstore, I mean that's Morehouse. Okay.
Yeah, but when I buy directly from the website, that they gonna give me an access code.
Yeah, it'll get you right in there like instantly. You won't have to wait for anything.
I bought it online in the code. It gave me like it automatically signed me in.
Yeah.
And then,
yeah. That's
all right.
All right. So I was gonna say the work that I got late right now. Like how is that going?
So the main thing is
I just get it all done.
The main thing is just to be practicing right now because if you wait, then you'll be behind. You won't know. That's not a good look to wait. So make another account. Just be practicing. Once you get full access, let me know, and I'll just grant individual student. I can extend it on an individual basis.
Okay.
I hadn't decided if I'm gonna do that or not, but I mean the late penalty is only 10%. And I know this whole thing, just let me know once you get full access, and then we'll work something out. I'll figure something out then.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
That was okay. I think that was his question. I'm not gonna worry about that. Oh no. Nope. Yep. This is kind of weird. Okay. So I know I said 440. I'm going to choose a few at random, and I want to kind of maximize our time together a little bit. Okay. I mean these chili cashews and something went down the wrong pipe. I think it was a spice or something. Okay. We got 20 questions here. Hey Goop, I can't talk now. Hey Google, give me a random number 1 through 20.
Here's a random number. 5.
5. Number 5. Oh wow. All right, Mr. Johnson's on it today. Paid today. Uh-oh. Let's not count pockets. So Mr. Johnson actually got it. I think he was genuinely asking for number 5. Somehow energetically the signal went out. It just says the factor, right? Woo, let me see if I can get my voice back. All right. So this is a factoring. Nope, that's not gonna work. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, let's try this again. So this is a factoring handout. This is a chapter test. Okay. Number 5 is a chapter 6 test. So number 5 says we have it asks us to factor. And we have a 6x squared plus 11x minus 35. Okay, and then let's hop over here and let's kind of line these up. Okay, what I can do, I think that's fine like that. Hey Google, turn the fan on.
Alright, turning on fan.
Alright. So we're X to factor this, right? Is there a greatest common factor? I don't think there's a greatest common factor. I was about to say 3. Okay, so with something like this, we're looking for. So let me do 6 times 35. 6 times 3 is 180 plus an additional 30. I think it's 210, right? So normally you might say, oh, 2 numbers that multiply to give me 35, but actually we have to do the 35 times the 6. Hey Google, what's 6 times 35?
The answer is 210.
Right? So we're really looking for 2 numbers that multiply to give us 210, right? Keep in mind, well, in this case it's actually negative 210. We said 6 times 35, so that's 2 times 3 and 3 times 5. So that's going to be 2 times 3 times 3 times 5, right? So 210, 9 times 5 is 45. What am I missing? That's 7, right? Let's back up. I didn't do this right. That's 2 times 3. 35 is what? 7 and 5? So 5 times 7. That's 10 times 21 is 210, right? Okay. So again, the 210 comes from the negative 35 times the 6 to give us the negative 210. Okay. So we're looking for 2 numbers that multiply to give us 210 and add to give us this negative 11 here. All right. So we're just going to go down the list. We're going to go one by one.
I have a question.
Is it about this one?
Yes.
Go ahead.
So I thought when factoring, I thought you had to find the number that adds or that is multiplied to get 35 and adds up to 11.
Right. That's correct if the leading coefficient is a 1.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Right, yeah, okay. But if it's not a 1, we have to multiply those together. Okay, so let's go through the list. So we can do -1 and 210, but we're going to go through all the factors, all the things that multiply to give us 210, but this adds up to 209, so that's no good. We can do 2, right? Notice, if we use this 2, we have what? 15 times 7. That's a 70 plus 21 is 91. That can't be right. 105. If we use the 2, 15 times 7, 70 plus 35 is 105. 105 makes more sense, right? But these add up to 103, so we got to keep going. We can do 3, right? We have a 3 right here that we can use. Once we use that 3, 10 times 7 is 70. So we have 70 left over. That adds up to 67, so we got to keep going. Notice we can't do 4 because we only have 1, 2, so we can't do 4, but we can do 5. We can do 5. So if we use this 5, 36, 42 is left over. I think that adds up to 37, so that's not good. We can do 6. If we use these 2 for the 6, we have 35 left over. I think that adds up to 29, so that's no good. We're going to keep going. We can do 7. If we do 7, this is gone. 15 times 2 is what, 30? And that's going to be 23. We're almost there. We don't have much further to go. Notice we can't do 8. We can't do 9. We can do 10 because we have a 2 and a 5. So that means the 2 is gone, the 5 is gone. 21 is left over. So we can do 10 times 21. And notice that these 2 add up to 11. So these are the 2 numbers that we were looking for. Right? So I know some people might guess and check this. There might be some other methods. This is my favorite method to find the 2 numbers. So we found 2 numbers that multiply to give us 210 and add to give us 11. So then I'm going to use this technique called the box method to factor this. No, let's straighten that out. I'm going to use this box method. My students in the past showed me this. I think I thought about it. I may have looked it up, and it worked. And I felt like it was a little bit okay, so I borrowed it. Copy, paste. So again, we're making a box. Okay. So in the upper left-hand corner of the box goes the 6x squared. The bottom is the -35. And then on the other diagonal, we're going to rewrite this blue 11x using the 2 numbers that we just found. Right? So we're going to rewrite it using these 2. So we're going to use the we're going to use -10x and a +21x. Right? So we rewrote that -11 using those 2 numbers that we found on the other diagonal. Now we're ready to factor. What do the top 2 have in common? What's the greatest common factor? They both have at least what? A 2 and an x. So we can factor out a 2x from both of those. And let's do green. So we can factor out a 2x from the 2 on top. What's the greatest common factor on the 2 on the bottom? I think
7.
It's 7, right? We can factor out a 7 from both of those. What about the 2 on the left? What's
3.
the 3 what?
X.
3x. Okay, so we can factor out a 3x from there. And the 2 on the right.
5.
What kind of 5?
Just regular 5, so 35, then got X.
Instead of 5,
-5.
let's do -5, right? Okay. So my claim is that, let's copy and paste. My claim is that this guy factors into, we got 3x minus 5, and we got 2x plus 7. Notice we didn't have to do any guess and check. It was very systematic. It's a little bit bulky and a little bit like cumbersome, but once you kind of get that rhythm, it completely removes the guess and check. If it is factorable with integer or whole numbers, then we can get to that result without guessing and checking and wasting our time. Okay, and then we can do a quick check, right? If we expand, notice that 3 times 2 is going to be 6x squared, so that checks out. Outer is going to be what? That's going to be a positive 21 and a negative 10. 21 minus 10 is indeed 11, so that checks out. Negative 5 times 7 is going to be negative 35, and that checks out. Okay, so that was a demo on I call that the AC method of factoring, and I grouped in this whole box method. So I used a couple of different methods there. AC method gave us the blue part, and then the box, you see where the box is. Okay? All right. Hopefully that was okay. And so because we're streaming live on YouTube, you can always pull it back up and check it out in some games. Whatever got lodged into my throat is now out. I'm going to go 13. I'm going to say 13. Hey Google. Oh, it's supposed to be to everybody, but that's okay. Give me a random number 1 through. Totally messing up. Let's try this again. Everyone, I'm going to say 13. Hey Google, give me a random number 1 through 20.
3.
3. Okay. Anybody get that one? Okay. So let's look at question 3. Unless there's a request. If there's a request, we can go over any that are requested. If not, I'll do 3. It just says the factor. Okay, yeah, let's look at this one. So number 3 from here, it says we have 3x plus by plus bx plus 3y. Okay. So I'm going to use what's called factor by grouping. I'm going to rearrange these because notice that, like, if we look at the first two, they don't have anything in common, nor do these two have anything in common. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just move these around. I'm going to move this guy this way, and I'll move this one this way, right? So let's make those changes and see what happens. So the 3x stays. We're going to say plus bx, now plus by plus 3y, okay? So if we focus on the first two, what do the first two have in common? What can we factor out of the first two? We can factor out an x. And what's left over? We're going to have what? 3 plus b, right? So the hint is we're actually looking for 3 plus b in the second half, right? What can we factor out of the second two? They both have a y. Do you see how it matches up? How they're the same? Okay. So now we have two terms. We have the black and blue, black and blue. And notice that they both have the same blue thing, so we can factor out that same blue. That's called the common binomial factor. So we can factor that out of both terms. So we can factor out this 3 plus b from both of them. And if we do that, we're going to be left with, the first one was x, the second one was y. And my claim is that this is the answer. I know that was a little bit back and forth. Hopefully, you can kind of make your way through it. And just stop me if you have any questions.
I want to put a square on that.
Say it again.
How come you wouldn't put square on there?
Oh, because it's So what we're doing. Let's do it this way. So I'm going to focus on this line here, right? I'm going to kind of do it down here. So what we're really saying, we have x times, I'm going to say this blue thing, whatever this blue thing is, right? Let me go style. Can I not fill it? Style. Fill, there it is. We're going to fill it like this, right? So we have, and copy. So we have x times this thing plus y times that same thing, right? So here, let's try working backwards. right? If we start with the answer, so if we factor out, factoring is like reverse distributing. So we didn't multiply those blue things, we factored them out, right? We reverse distributed. So if we were to start with the answer, right? If I have this square, and if I were to distribute that into this, x plus y, right? If we start with this answer and distribute, when we distribute, we're gonna have blue times x plus blue times y. And we see the answer here, right? So all we're doing is kind of working backwards. If we started here, we would finish here. So if we work backwards, if we start here, we're going to finish here, right? So factoring is like reverse distributing. It's like they merge. So we're not multiplying blue times blue, we're merging them so that we can do multiplication over addition. So the same thing holds for the thing at the top of the screen. We said x times the blue thing plus y times the blue thing. So then if we factor out the blue thing, again, it's like they almost merge is a way to kind of look at it. Then it's the blue. We're going to basically be distributing that blue thing into here. All right, so when we distribute, it's not really squared. If we had a squared here, then when we finish, we're going to have x times this thing squared plus y times the blue thing squared. Hopefully that makes sense. I don't know if that got through or not. Just let me know if it didn't, and we can try something else. Right? Okay. What's the time? 50. Okay, I didn't really want to keep you all beyond that. Okay, so yeah, it's no worry. So hopefully this made sense. I'll go ahead and load a copy of what we wrote down together. I didn't really want to keep you all any longer. So on Pearson, again, we have exam 1 available. On Monday, we're probably going to go ahead and move into section 1.4. So it doesn't hurt to go ahead and try to get ahead, maybe work on those assignments. If you're ahead, mainly as long as your stuff is submitted via Pearson, that's the main thing. As long as your stuff is in Pearson, the rest of it we can kind of work out. Okay. Otherwise, and then also I might start to incorporate Alex. I haven't decided. I need to contact my colleague and see how we're going to work that. Okay. Otherwise, have a great weekend. I'm available if you have questions. And take care. I'll see you on Monday.
Professor, I got a question.
Professor?
Go ahead.
Are you what?
I'm here.
I got a question about the class.
Okay. Oh, is it like you don't want it to be streamed?
Yeah.